This is Boom Boom, aka World Boom, the Billboard selector, and I represent for Ryan LFC. To get the latest Reggae Boyz content, just hit that like and subscribe button. And the Operation Ball Game, I say, knock it, Ryan.
Wow. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, whenever you're watching back this video. I want to tell you guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Really appreciate it. Listen, people, I just watched schoolboy football in Jamaica, Kingston College versus Jamaica College. And do you know that 47 years, this is the first time they meet since 47 years in the Manning Cup final. KC defeat Jamaica College and penalty shootout. It was a good game to sit down and watch. I really enjoyed, and I just want to say big up to the both school, and I wish the young player them all the best, and I hope they can go pro as quick as possible. So let's jump right into it, guys. I'm going to have a special guest on the channel today. He probably join us the next 5 minutes or so. We're going to discuss Reggae Boyz, Paul Hall and stuff. So we're going to hear for a good, probably roughly an hour or 45 minutes. So make sure you guys like the video, share your thought down in the comment section, and if you guys haven't seen the early video, I talk about Ravel Morrison get red card, straight red coming off the bench. That's not a good look for Derby County. We see Bobby Reed scored today for Fulham win. It looked like Fulham going to come back in the English Premier League. And also Kevin Stewart. Good news, Reggae Boyz fans. Kevin Stewart back in the Blackpool team and also on the bench. He didn't come on today, but Amari Bell start for him team today, and it's a good look for Reggae Boyz. Also, I think Gray score for the Reggae Boyz. Score for QPR in the championship. So I'll introduce my guest, Scott. Good evening, man. Welcome, man. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's a pleasure to have you, and as always, Bridget, man. What do you think about the schoolboy football and a whole this season before we get into the Reggae Boyz stuff?
I think overall the schoolboy football season has been good. I predicted JC and KC to go to the Manning Cup finals. They did. I predicted KC to win the Manning Cup finals. They did. So it was an expected season, but it was a season where I enjoyed it. I think that the daCosta Cup was more surprising than the Manning Cup because I thought Clarendon College would have won it again, but Garvey Massey proved too much for them and proved way too much for Mannings as they thrashed Mannings 5-0 in the finals of the daCosta Cup. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Olivier Shield will go for the past 2 straight seasons. Well, for the past 2 seasons, the Olivier Shield has gone to a rural area school, and I know that it would be the first time since 1986, so 36 years since KC has held the Olivier Shield, because when they did win the Manning Cup in 2018, they lost to Clarendon College. So they'll be looking to kind of reprieve that loss that they had in 2018 and win the Olivier Shield for the first time since 1986. But it was a good season nonetheless. There are certain players that stood out to me. Trust me, it was something to behold. It was a good game today. And I think that the better team won.
Most definitely, man. And I want to say thank God again to both school and thank God to KC. Ludlow Burner, it's so unfortunate this guy has went to Manning Cup final is Ulmas, and it's just unfortunate him have some great team over the years with Ulmas and never win it. But he's a past student of KC, and the KC people will happy to see Ludlow Bernard to bring back 2 Manning Cup tiger. I think they won the Super Cup, right? They won the Super Cup 2018 or 2017.
They won it 2019. Ludlow won the Super Cup 2019.
Most definitely. But what said you? New head coach, new thing going on for the Reggae Boyz. I don't know if you come across that game we play against Peru. It mixed feelings Reggae Boyz fans where what you think the boys do on a whole, and what you think about the parallel system?
All right, so I believe that the match against Peru was a tale of two halves. I believe that they did play good in the first half. They stringed some good passes, I'm not gonna lie. They did what they were supposed to do in the first half and held Peru to a 0-0 draw. Remember, since we've been playing Peru in 2006 up till now, we've never gotten a win against Peru, especially in Lima, especially in the capital. So it was good to see that they were playing well in the first half. But, you know, watching you live and watching your videos that you post on YouTube, I have to agree. I think that the pace of the game is eluding Haka. I think that Javon Watson, over the years, he has served us well. He has scored in the Gold Cup final against the United States. He has done that before when we went to the final. And I think that he has served us well, but I just don't think that the speed of the game really is something that he can contain right now. So I would definitely like to see Kevin Stewart, who former Liverpool man, plays for Blackpool. I'd like to see him in the setup. Obviously, he will soon come to the fore. I would love to see Damari Gray. Would have loved to see him in this World Cup window, but of course, you know, some delays happened there. So hopefully he'll be available next set of matches that we play. But, you know, if everything works according to plan, we still have a chance of qualifying for the World Cup. But, you know, that midfield is going to be very important. And I think that Haka doesn't necessarily add to that midfield, to be honest. I think that, you know, if you have speedy midfielders, speedy, skillful midfielders, they are going to punish him.
Most definitely, and Speedy pull up in that game. Many people will say Speedy will hold. Speedy will be available for that Mexico game if Paul pick him in the 23-man squad. But it's just unfortunate. It was cramp. Nothing where that's a serious for Speedy Williams.
No.
So we'll see him. But I'll be honest with you, this is the first time I really more pay attention for the last 5 years. I've been watching the Reggae Boyz. 5 years, we would say 5 years. Been watching the Reggae Boyz, Ball Boy 2006 World Cup campaign at the National Stadium. But I come to a stage where I understand football. But watching that game against Peru, this is the first time though, Scott, I see the Reggae Boyz put at least 20 passes together. 20 passes, and that was impressive. And when I see the Reggae Boyz attack them attacking number, when I see them press under parallel, they pressing numbers 3, 4, 5, 6 player, and it's a good look, man. I hope parallel can continue. I know this is kind of a little bit of a young squad, but do you think he will do better? The style of play where we see him play against Peru again with better player like Ravel Morris and this play.
Oh, definitely. I think that with better players, it's going to be much better. I think that overall, these are a lot of local-based players. Demar Rose, who I have gone to school with actually in prep school, and it has been very refreshing to see the local players playing so well in the first half under the system of Paul Hall. So if they're playing this well, there have been a lot of professional footballers in the setup that plays in World Cup qualifying that knows these style of plays. So if we can get them to work like a well-oiled machine in this Paul Hall system, then I believe it's going to be much better for us. I just think that a lot of the teams have been depleted since the World Cup qualifiers. And I think we need to take advantage of that. And we do have the players to do it. Leon Bailey, Ravel Morrison, we brought back Greg Lay, who has done pretty well at that left back position. Javane Brown, in my opinion, should be starting over Alvas Paul. He's a very, very good player. I've watched him since
Kingston. He was solid, bro. He was solid.
Solid player, Javane Brown. And he should be actually happy right now because he, his alma mater has won the Manning Cup, Kingston College. But he, a former Kingston College man, I've watched him from Manning Cup straight up, and he has been fantastic He was on the bench for Vancouver, and he has now gotten into the starting lineup in Vancouver. So
It's an extension contract the other day too.
yes, so he's a solid right back position. I don't think that Paul Hall is going to start Alvas Paul over Javane Brown, in my opinion. And then now you bring back the likes of Anthony Grant into the middle of the park. You know, you have another solid CDM option once he comes in, Kevin Stewart. And then you add Damari Gray, who's a very good attacking player. I just think that the situation is not necessarily right for him down at Everton, but he'll make good at the at Goodison Park. But he's a very good attacking wing player. You had another good attacking wing player in Leon Bailey. You have a very creative midfielder in Ravel Morrison, and then you have a striker in Mikel Antonio. You really look at Jamaica being assembled and say this is one of the best teams in CONCACAF, definitely. So, you know, it's going to be a very tight race, in my opinion. You know, we're not far off top 4. We're not far off top 3 either. It's the same amount of points for 3rd and 4th. So we're looking to get one of those spots, an automatic spot, or playing against the winners of Oceania. And I think that if we get that playoff spot, I think we'll still go to the World Cup. So we just have to wait and see. But this new polar system, I like it.
Yeah. You talk about the we getting 4th spot. Do you really believe we still can qualify with 60 games remaining?
Yeah, I still think that we can. I still think that we can with the players that we have and the new system that we're under. I mean, it's just one game, of course. You know, the Paul system is just one game and one half where you really see they're putting a lot of passes, and not only passes but forward effective passes. In that game against Peru. I mean, you add players that knows how to play in a certain system, and you get a lot out of the Reggae Boyz. So I do think that we still have a good chance. Costa Rica, we played them well in Costa Rica, even under a system that we don't think was necessarily a system. We should have beaten them in Costa Rica. They have been very depleted. Their players are not on form, and we're playing them at the office, at the National Stadium. So I think that we can snatch 3 points against Costa Rica. If we play the right way against Mexico, we can snatch 3 points against Mexico. It's not that difficult, in my opinion. You know, it's not the Mexico of 2014 or even 2010. You know, this new Mexican team is not really necessarily, how should I put it, that strong. You know, you do have 1 and 2 players. Raul Jimenez of Wolves, that is started to get back into the 4, of course. You have Hervin Chucky Lozano, who plays for Napoli as well. But they're not really there. You don't have an 11 that standout players. You know, you had the likes of Giovanni Dos Santos at one point, you know, and they don't have that solid set of 11 players. So I think that they are there for the taking, Mexico, at the National Stadium this Thursday. And I think we can grab 3 points against them. The only difficult game, I think, is away to Panama, I believe.
Panama.
Which is on the 30th of January. So that is going to prove to be very difficult. And that is where we need to really focus and try and snatch those 3 points, because, I mean, the match that we had against them at the National Stadium was very disastrous. And I don't think that we'd want to repeat that performance again. But under this new system, if it's worked to its strength, then I believe that we can qualify for the World Cup.
Most definitely. You talk about this Panama team. I watch them play against Peru, man. Oh my God, they're disrupt Peru a lot. They're pressed, they're hungry. They have a Danish coach. This Panama team, it surprised me. A lot of people, this Panama team surprised. We see them play in the Gold Cup. They went home early, and they go back to the drawing board, and then they're surprising a lot of teams. They play very well against Mexico, especially at home this year. Last year, Panama was being outstanding. They haven't lost. Remember, they beat the United States at home, and they draw against Mexico. And for some reason, when you go and play at Panama, it always seems like they soak the pitch. No rainfall. The place would dry in Panama when you go at the stadium. Especially if you use a ball-playing team, they use that as an advantage. I know them play tiki-taka football on the ground too, but I don't know how them do it, but they flood the pitch with water, and Mexico have a problem to beat them. Unfortunate, Panama should win that game and Mexico come back and draw against Panama. But different from that still, you say we should be, as you say about Mexico, I think that Mexico team at this moment, this Jamaican team, hungry. They haven't lost in the last 4 World Cup qualified game. Mexico kind of wounded, as you're saying. They kind of a little bit look weak. The age is a age-able team, but for some reason, when it really matters the most, Mexico always find a way and win. I hope not. They play against Canada, they lose, and they play against United. So it's a back-to-back last day coming off. Jamaica coming into this World Cup qualified game against this Mexico team. We haven't lost in the last 4 games, so the confidence will help new manager. But I know you talk about schoolboy football a lot. You're a commentator in Jamaica. How important not to have the fans in the national stadium against this Mexico team?
You know, they always talk about the 12 man, Ryan, and I think that's very important for Jamaica. I think that really lifted them against the United States. And that would have made the difference at the goal stand, which many persons thought should have stood that goal with Damian Nanalo. And I also believe that as well. So I think that, of course, you know, that 12th man is very, 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 very important. And you know, it's going to be sad to know that we can't have that 12th man, that those fans in the stadium, because you know, a lot of times, Ryan, the fans give you motivation, the fans push you, the fans give you belief that, listen, you guys can go on and collect 3 points and win the game. And I think that is very important for the fans, and that's very important for the Reggae Boyz, because I know a lot of them want to see the Reggae Boyz, you know, out on the field playing and, you know, getting 3 points against Mexico, because it would be astounding. When we went to the World Cup in 98 in France, we drew that game against Mexico at the National Stadium, a 0 draw. And we would want to create that atmosphere, and the stadium was packed for that game. And I think they wanted to have some fans to kind of, you know, pump them up and rile them. So, you know, it's gonna be sad. It's very important to have them there, but we're gonna have to use it as motivation. Okay, they're not in the stands, but I know a lot of them are watching at home, and we would want them to be proud of us. So I think they need to use it as motivation to win the match against Mexico.
Most definitely, and it's so unfortunate when I look at I was listening to the that Peru game where they are in the world, they have the most COVID case and they have 15,000 fans, and even vaccinated fans. Why we couldn't have 5,000 vaccinated fans in a national stadium? And when we look across Cayman Park, nobody some people vaccinated and some don't, but yet still the check open up from 2020, and it kind of baffled me how the government not giving us 5,000 fans, because I think that really helped the Reggae Boyz against the United States team. And Mexico haven't been traveling away from home, and I think it's going to be one of Mexico's toughest game, and it's kind of unfortunate for me right now. So, oh my God, bro. But anyway, we have to move past that. No fans will be at the game still. But if you could predict a 23-man squad, who are some of the players you would call up? Shaman Nicholson will not available, so I'm out of the picture. And also, I think our next player will not available. I can't remember who is the next player. You understand? I don't know the, but if you could give us a 23 player, who would you pick at this moment?
23-man squad. All right, so Damian Lowe has to be a part of it. Of course, you'd want to have Liam Moore as well.
I think Leon Moore. Yes, Leon Moore. Leon Moore is hasn't been featured. What about this young man that play against Scott play against Peru, named Richard King. You
He's
commentate
a very impressive player. I've been impressed with him from last season. For the Jamaica Premier League.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason why. You know, he has won the Premier League with Cavalier soccer club. And there's a reason why. He has been a very good player for Cavalier. And he proved that he can hold him on. He's a young player too, young guy.
Yeah.
And I think he can marshal that defense to Damian Lowe. But I know that Paul Hall would probably go with Mariappa and Damian Lowe, which are the more experienced defenders. But I would carry Richard King along.
Yeah. Because
in the 23-man squad.
Yeah, I know Richard King is a very, very, very good player, man. This is the first game I watched him, and somebody from the Cavaliers Football Club sent me some more clippings of him. And stuff. Very, very comfortable on the ball. He don't make rash decision. And as a centre back, you need player like that. We're not going to just dive in to play. But Richard King is a future one I'm really looking forward to. I think he should be in this squad called up. Yeah, I think he should be in it. I think with the likes of Ethan Pinnock, Ethan Pinnock, Lowe, King, and Mariappa, that's the 4 centre back I would call up for this World Qualify campaign. I think Ethan Pinnock has been outstanding for Brentford. Under the radar a little bit, but I think he has been outstanding, and I think he really deserves to get a next call-up in the national team. Yeah. But that's my 4 defender I would go with still. That's a 4 defender I would go with. I think
Ethan Pinnock has quietly been Brentford's best player, in my opinion, for the season. He has been very good for them, you know, and he doesn't get enough credit in that Brentford team because I think so. A lot of people don't give him a lot of credit for Brentford in terms of their defensive record, and I think that he needs to be in the squad. So actually, I agree with you. I think that, of course, Taximan Lawrence, Greg Relay, Javane Brown, and Alvas Paul would be the fullbacks that would be.
No, man, you know Alvas Paul in that team, man. One Wizard. Wizarding because you know Paul injury, you know, Paul has been injured and him haven't been live up to expectation. You know,
but I mean,
I'm not getting that Alvas Paul like 2 years ago. I'm not getting that from Alvas.
But, all right, so you'd bring
I would say Wizarding and Javane, bro. But it's up to you. He's here 23, you know. He's here 23.
All right, if Alvas is not injured, I would bring Alvas because Wes Harding, to me, I think the run of play has been his real weakness, and the run of play will always be played on the wing. And I think that in the Panama game, he was terrible. In that Panama game, the run of play always beat him. He gave away one of the ball for one of the goals. So I'm not gonna punish him all that, but I wouldn't care for this window. I'd have Alvas, but if he pick Wes Harding, I would not be quite surprised. So Alvas, Powell, Javane Brown, Greg Relay, and Kemar Taximan Lawrence. Note though, Taximan has to be careful because Greg Lay in that game against United States was very impressive. Very, very impressive. You know, linked well on that left-hand side with Leon, and sometimes when of course, you know, Mikel went on that side, he linked well with the left-hand side. And as a fullback, whether you're right back or left back, that's the reason. And I'll bring your club into this. That's the reason why Trent has been so effective as a right back for Liverpool. The link-up play that he has on that right-hand side has been phenomenal. That's why he's been touted as amongst one of the best fullbacks in the world. So you have to be able to link with your side. So if you're a left back, link well with the left. If you're a right back, link well with the right. So I think that Kemar has to be very careful because if Greg Lay performs, and he's been performing decent for Morecambe as well, regularly. If he continues his performance, he might take over that starting left back position from Taximan. So he has to be careful. My midfielders now. Anthony Grant has to be there. Speedy has to be there. Ravel Morrison has to be there. Do we classify Leon Bailey as a forward or a midfielder?
No, Bailey is out. Bailey is out and Demari Gray is out.
So Bailey and Gray is out. So Low is classified as a midfielder or a forward?
Yeah, we classify him as a winger. Midfielding.
So he's a forward.
Winger. So you have Daniel Johnson. I don't know if you would Daniel Johnson.
I could pick Daniel Johnson.
Yeah.
Daniel Johnson.
Kevin Stewart is fit at this moment. Would you invite him? Hector, would you invite him?
Kevin Stewart, I would love to see Kevin Stewart playing in this setup. I've seen him.
He can manage Kanka Kofka. Is a very player kind of we would say kind of flimsy, and Kanka Kofka is very rough.
Yeah, it's very rough. I still would want to see him in this setup. Seriously. I really would want to see him in this setup. So I would call him. Lamar Walker, I believe, will get called as well. As much as we love for Cosim, on a good day, I can tell you he's a very good player.
He's a good player.
He is a good player. So that's how much. So we have Anthony Grant, we have I pick Kevin, Speedy, Ravel Morrison, Lamar Walker. That's 5 people, right?
Yeah.
The goalkeepers.
No. Daniel Johnson. So you need to have 6 midfielder.
So Daniel Johnson is another one then. So
based on your 6 midfielder you're picking, you only have 1 destroyer.
Great.
You only have 1 destroyer. I know Paula like to be attacking. I don't know if you're reading between the line with Paula.
So, here's the question for me. Do we give Maggie another chance? Because he's a good player as well, Very good player, Ambidextrous, skillful, can find a lot of players in spaces.
Here's my problem with Tariq Maggie. I would love to have him in the team, but I'm not playing for him. I'm not playing consistently.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I don't want to call. I hope Paula learn from this. I don't want him to call player. A lot of players who not playing week in, week out. It's very important for call people who in match sharpness, because the eye press and the style of play or Paula want to play, very important for him to call player who playing for them club week in, week out. You can call player, you can call player when not playing week in, week out, but they have to have the experience. Like Anthony Grant. I would give Anthony Grant a pass because he's training in him club. And we know what Anthony Grant can do. Tariq Maggie don't prove himself at the international level as yet, for me.
I agree.
So I agree. That's the thing with me with. So here's my midfield still. Similar to your one, I would go with Daniel Johnson, Ravel Morrison, Hector, Speedy, Grant, and Kevin Stewart. I would left Tariq Maggie, I will left Lamar Walker. Lamar Walker, in my opinion, I think against Peru, he hold on the ball too much. Don't know why he keep on falling over. I don't really know why I'm keep on falling over, but it's business time, bro. We can't afford fair play. We're not going to give us 100. We want as close as possible, more experience. I would call Hector in this team. I would call Hector. My 2 destroyer would be Hector and Grant. They are the 2 players who would do the dirty work for me. In the midfield, I have Daniel Johnson, Ravel Morrison, Kevin Stewart. A lot of creativity there, Chris, in my opinion still. What said you?
All right,
It's
so
tough one, but it's your decision in it, not my decision in
yeah,
your opinion.
and you made a good point about match sharpness because a lot of the reasons why the USA and now Canada are doing so well is because a lot of their players are playing in top flight football. You know,
And in match sharpness
Sa-
too.
exactly. Sargent the other day, who plays for Norwich, scored a very good scorpion goal, scored a double. Got Norwich a win the other day. So these are the type of players that they have at their disposal. Yes, I wouldn't bring Tyree McGee because of his match sharpness, but I still would carry Lamar Walker. Even though he held on to the ball a lot against Peru, I just think that he's a very good player and persons give him a lot of flack. And I know that it's good flack and it's good criticism, but I just think he's a very good player. The best is yet to come for Lamar Walker. And I think that I think Paul Hall is going to call him in this squad. So Daniel Johnson, and you can put Michael Hector. I think Michael Hector playing as a midfielder, as that defensive midfielder for Fulham has done wonders. I don't think that his true position was a centre back at all. He's a very good central defensive midfielder. Breaks up a lot of plays, and I would love to see him in that CDM role. Because we're playing him a lot as a centre back, and he has not proven to be a good centre back. But he has proven for Fulham that he's a very good central defensive midfielder. So I would put him in that CDM role. So yes, Michael Hector I would call as a midfielder, not as a defender. Midfielder for me. I'd call him, Daniel Johnson, Anthony Grant, Devon Speedy Williams, Ravel Morrison.
That's fine.
And do I leave Kevin Stewart? Or do I bring... All right, so
You
I'll
could
leave
bring
Lamar
seven
Walker for
midfielder,
this.
you know. You could bring 7 midfielder.
No,
No.
I'd want 6. So I'd bring... I'd
Kevin
leave
Stewart.
Lamar Walker.
You leave him.
Mhm.
Fair enough. That's a tough decision for you. I realize that you love Lamar Walker, but
I really, and he's a guy remember, I've done schoolboy football since 2018. Lamar Walker was playing schoolboy football at that time, and even at that time, he has played 2 good seasons.
which school
As
you
a
represent?
schoolboy.
School you played for?
Clarendon College.
Clarendon College.
Yeah, very good player. So I would carry, of course, Kevin Stewart and leave Lamar Walker. Have him get himself ready for the next window. He has been playing pretty decent for Miami. I'd want him to get back to that Clarendon College type player, because if we see that type of player on the field, Ryan, I'm telling you, he, along with some others, would be a sure call, because, like I said, he's very good. Played well for Portmore United in the local league. I just want him to get more of that exposure for the Reggae Boyz. So those are my 6 midfielders.
All right.
Forwards now. You say,
No,
Lamar
Shama.
is out. He said he's getting used to the Russian to the league, So he's trying to get used to that country. So and I see persons giving him flack for that, and I really don't see the reason as to why, because going into a new environment is not easy to adjust to. It isn't. So I do understand why. Okay, so Jamal Lowe I classify as a forward. He's a winger. So I would carry Jamal Lowe. I would carry Mikel Antonio.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd carry
No.
Kema.
I want you to separate the wingers from the striker. So keep
Alright,
it separate
so
from keep
All right,
keep.
so
If you're gonna pick
all right, so the
the
strikers.
yeah.
So the strikers, you know,
You need
Kemaru.
4 striker. We don't want to pick the squad with balance. We don't want 9-10 striker. So we pick the team with balance. You understand?
So, striker, Kemaru,
Yeah.
Mikel Antonio.
Yeah.
Is Corey Burke coming as well?
Corey Burke in Jamaica. So more likely he will get called up.
So Burke, that's 3. And the fourth one,
Andre Gray.
Andre Gray, right. Very good. He's a very good player. Scored on the weekend as well. So I think that you would bring him.
Yeah.
No, the wingers.
Wingers. Remember, you have
Demar Gray's out, Ian Bailey's
you only can pick 3 wingers.
Alright.
You only can pick 3 wingers because you pick 6 midfielder.
Jamalo has to be a part of that. Has to. Who do I put as the wingers now? Because Leon Bailey.
You have Bobby Reid. Who do you call Bobby Reid?
Bobby Reid has really disappointed me from last year. That's the thing, you know.
Playing well for Fulham.
And that is what surprises me. Because, all right, so here's what I would do. I would call him for this window because many persons are saying that, listen, it's Tapa's system that has caused him to play the way he was playing. So I would give him the benefit of the doubt and have him on this team. Because, to be honest, I've spoke to a lot of pundits, a lot of fans, and they're saying, oh, it's because of Tapa's system why Bobby Reid isn't playing well. Because Bobby Reid plays well for Fulham in the Championship. No doubt.
All in the Premier League.
And no doubt, I believe that they're going to go back into the Premier League and it's going to play good for them. Because, to be honest, when they were in the Premier League, as much as they were playing bad, Bobby Reid was their best player in the Premier League.
True. That's
and
true.
He was a lot of times playing on that right-hand side as a winger for Fulham. So I would give him the benefit of the doubt and call him as a winger in this squad.
Okay, so you have 2.
Right.
So Blade, and let me tell you, Junior Fleming's just a clean into new club, haven't played a game. So
Toulouse,
I am
right?
really not expecting Junior Fleming's to be in this squad.
All right, so I would carry Blair Turgot.
Yeah.
Just because of the fact that he still plays for Ostersund, right?
Yeah.
I would carry Blair Turgot just for the fact that Blair Turgot is not his first go around at his club, and Fleming has just started settling in France. So I'd give him more time to settle, play some games, get himself acquainted, because Toulouse right now are on their way back into Ligue 1 in the top flight in France, based on their placing on the table at the moment. So, you know, I want him to play some more games, you know, and get himself some matches under his belt for Toulouse. So I'd carry Blair Turgot, Jamal Lowe, and Bobby Reid as the wingers. And then, of course, I would carry Andre Blake. They're gonna call Dwayne Miller once if he recovers from, of
COVID,
course,
yeah.
COVID. Because, you know, he was COVID positive. So if he recovers, they're gonna carry him. But if not, the 3 goalkeepers are gonna be Andre Blake, Amal Knight, and Jadine White.
No Dylan Barnes?
Not this trip.
Okay, fair enough. So that's a 23-man squad. So what do you think about Busy Atkins? I know
I'm very keen on Busy. I'm very keen on Busy. Persons will tell you, as much as I'm a former St. George's College player, Busy Atkins has been a very good player and I'm very excited a lot of times when he plays. A very good player. Plays for Cavaliers as well. Has scored some brilliant goals for them last season. Looking for him to score some good goals for them this season. So Busy Atkinson is very, very good. Keen on him as well going forward. I like the fact that he's starting to go into the setup. Him and Akwasa Chang as well. Akwasa Chang is plays for Harborview. He's a former Jamaica College man. And I like the fact that they're including them because, listen, if we don't qualify for this World Cup, Ryan, we have to prepare from now for the 2026 World Cup because it's going to be in the region. It's going to be USA, Canada, and Mexico. We have to make sure that we are prepared. We have young enough players. We have the Murray Gray that's coming through. Of course, we have Richard King, Javane Brown. We also have Jaden White, who's a young goalkeeper. You know, Dwayne Busy Atkinson, Akwasa Chang. There's going to be so much young players that we can include in the setup that will prepare us for the qualification for USA, Mexico, and Canada 2026. So I like the fact that he's been included. I like the fact that Akwasa Chang has been included. I like the fact that Demar Rose as well. Demar Rose, 25-year-old. Demar Rose, pretty good player, pretty good midfielder. You know, played for Portmore United last year, was their best player the first half of the season, I believe. You know, and I believe he can add something to that midfield for Jamaica. You know, he's a very versatile midfielder. So a lot of these young players, you know, being inclusive in the squad, I like it. So I just think that including them in the squad is good. But Busy Atkinson, very good player.
Most definitely. People, make sure you guys smash the like button. It's very important to smash the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to Chris the Sports Guy, make sure you guys go on over there and show him some love and support. Dr. Joyful, brother, I'm tell you about them, look how waste comment them, I tell you all the time, brother. Please, brother, one time I tell you, man, you know, WhatsApp group, brother, why you can't behave yourself, bro? Jesus Christ, bro. But anyway, people, make sure you guys smashing the like button. Really, really appreciate it. But do you see? I know you watch most of the Premier League. Do you ever see Richard King to play in defensive midfield?
He has played midfield role
For Cavaliers?
He has played a midfield role for Cavaliers. Yes, he has been pushed up. It's more than one player that has done that. Giovanni Leng, former Camperdown man, has played in that midfield role as well. So there has been times where he switches from defense from defender to defensive midfielder. So yes, but I don't want him in that area. I want him to play centre back. That is what I want to play. He's a very good player at centre back. You know, he was one of the best centre backs, you know, of the season last year for the Jamaica Premier League. So I'd want him to play in that centre back role.
Most definitely. Here you have it, people. We'll give you guys our thought. I'm telling you guys, I'm not going to be here for a long night and stuff. I want to tell you guys, thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you haven't liked the video, like the video. If you haven't, go and subscribe to this Chris the Sports Guy. I would love for you to go over there and show him some support. What do you have to say before we leave, Chris Sports Guy? Last say.
All right, last say. Hope we qualify for the World Cup. We'll have the players to do it. Based on how we played in the first half against Peru, I'm very confident of this new system. I like the new system. They put some good passes in. Hopefully we can implement it with the better players, and I hope we can qualify for this World Cup. If not, we need to start preparing for the 2026 World Cup. But it's not over until the fat lady sings.
Most definitely. I hope everything can go as well. And people, the speculation, I can't deal with it. Please, people. When this squad job, it job. Can't deal with it, man. So, people, unfortunately, I cannot stay along with you guys. I'm going to watch some basketball. Take my mind off of football. It's too much. But I will be back tomorrow morning for the Liverpool watch along. And hopefully, I supposed to do an interview with a player, but he was a former Jamaica college student, and I just give him that pass to know that him lost the final. Him school lost the final, so I didn't pressure him to come and do the interview. So hopefully tomorrow we can have the interview. People, if you haven't liked the video, like the video, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. People watching back on the replay, I would love to hear you guys start down in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Enough love and respect. Dr. Joyful, but I need to adjust my people them on the panel, but I need to show them a little bit of respect, Bridget. Come on, bro. We can disagree, but you don't have to be disrespectful, bro. Don't tolerate on Ryan LFC. See, even when we disagree with a player, we never go out of the line. Let's keep it professionally, brother. Tired for telling that, brother. Come on, bro. Be a man, bro, and stop be a child, bro. All right? Well, thank you for your watching. I really appreciate it. Until next time, for your boy Ryan LFC, I like to say peace out. Thanks for watching.